In a world filled with psychological traps and sweet illusions, only those who dare to awaken can step out of the darkness of poverty. The book Think and Grow Rich has not only changed the lives of millions, but also provided a map leading to true financial freedom. This is not a fairy tale. This is the science behind success, operating from mindset, action, to inner energy. If you are searching for a path to escape poverty, break through, and rise to greatness, then today's journey will be the torch illuminating every step you take. Get ready to transform your mindset at its very core. Now, let us embark on the journey of awakening, where every right decision brings you closer to freedom and glory. Awakening from the trap of false comfort. In a world flooded with hollow slogans, many people unknowingly fall into the trap of self-comfort. Phrases like "failure is the mother of success" are repeated not to drive action but to soothe helplessness. This mental lullaby gradually conditions the subconscious to accept failure as inevitable. When the mind becomes accustomed to compromise, every spark of ambition is quietly extinguished. It is a silent disease that kills dreams one by one. True change begins the moment you stop numbing yourself with empty consolation and start facing reality head-on with an unyielding spirit. The poor are not just impoverished in material wealth, but also in spirit. They seek out easy, inspirational stories like a temporary anesthetic, rather than confront the brutal truth that success demands relentless struggle. Every time they seek consolation, they build another wall between themselves and their goals. Over time, self-satisfaction morphs into slow spiritual suicide. No one stays poor because of a lack of opportunities. People stay poor because they lack the courage to confront reality, to wrestle with hardship, and to demand more from themselves. A person who constantly seeks comfort instead of solutions will become a slave to emotions. Today's world is saturated with chicken soup for the soul because it is easy to digest and easy to spread, but it murders the warrior spirit within each individual. Every time you compromise with failure through sweet words, you forfeit another piece of your survival instinct. The road to success is always rugged and lonely. No one ever paved a red carpet for greatness. Only those who understand this truth early can ascend beyond mediocrity. The real danger of false comfort is that it turns pain into a pleasurable habit. People no longer fear failure, but accept it as a natural part of life. They wear the mask of social empathy while evading their own responsibility for transformation. Every time you comfort yourself for failing, you hammer another nail into the coffin of your dreams. To truly change your fate, you must first recognize and reject the poison of self-consolation. This is the first true step toward awakening and reclaiming your destiny. The harsh truth is that the world does not reward complainers. The world bows only to those who turn pain into fuel and failure into stepping stones. While you sit there seeking sympathy, reality is leaving you further behind with every tick of the clock. Those pretty little comforting words are just slow-acting poisons that delay your inevitable fall. If you want transformation, you must be willing to destroy the soft cushions that are sedating your fighting spirit. Only warriors who renounce false comfort can rewrite their lives. Awakening does not mean denying emotions. It means facing reality and moving forward despite the pain. Everyone has weak moments, but no one has the right to stay weak forever. The more you comfort yourself, the more you shut the door to growth. The more you confront failure with courage, the more you unlock hidden strengths within yourself. The first victory is not over the world outside, but over the internal need for constant comfort. Growth is not born from being coddled. It is forged in fire. To become wealthy, you must learn to love the pain of growth. You must treat challenges as companions, not enemies. Reject sweet, soothing words and channel all your spirit into upgrading yourself every single day. When someone offers you shallow comfort, smile and refuse it with quiet pride. Become the rebel who dares to do the hard things to achieve the extraordinary. The world already has enough victims. What it needs is more warriors who choose discipline over comfort and progress over pity. The trap of false comfort is not only external, but internal. Your own mind will try to trick you into finding excuses to stay the same. Every time you feel the urge to justify, stop and ask yourself, am I seeking comfort or real change? If the answer leans toward comfort, get up and act immediately. Break the cycle. Success does not belong to those who make excuses. It belongs to those who create unstoppable momentum through daily action, fueled by unwavering commitment to a better life. The power of thought through Think and Grow Rich. A single book can change a person's destiny if it strikes at the very roots of their mindset. A true book is not just a collection of scattered knowledge, but a complete system of proven success principles. When you absorb a great ideology, you are not simply taking in information, but charging your spirit with a living energy. A true book does not just make you understand, it makes you awaken and act. Success begins with the assimilation of thoughts that rewire your internal operating system from the foundation up. The reason why some people read books without changing their lives is that they read with their eyes, not their hearts. They consume words like entertainment without letting them sink into the subconscious. True reading is a process of dismantling old beliefs and reconstructing the mind. Every sentence must be pondered. Every idea must be tested against real life. Only when the old thinking is shattered can the seeds of success begin to sprout. The act of reading becomes a battle against the inner resistance to growth. A correct ideology never goes out of date. Success principles are like gravity, eternally valid regardless of changing circumstances. Reading simply for leisure is self-deception. Reading to transform thinking is the real path. Those who underestimate the power of thought will remain trapped in mediocrity. Every great achievement begins with the quiet shaping of a thought. The mind, once properly aligned, becomes the most powerful engine of creation in the world. And the best blueprints for that realignment are found in the greatest books. Not every book can trigger transformation. Only books distilled from real experiences and tested victories can ignite genuine change. A true book serves as a detailed blueprint for building your success architecture. It reveals why the strong win, why the weak lose, and how you can transition from survival to domination. The right thoughts, absorbed deeply, become the fuel that ignites willpower, creativity, and relentless drive toward a bigger destiny. It is no longer about learning, it is about metamorphosis. Books about success do not teach short-term tricks. They forge your mind into a razor-sharp weapon. They train you to master your thoughts, emotions, and actions according to the immutable laws of achievement. You will understand that the world is unfair, and that is the most beautiful truth. Because those who grasp the rules earlier win faster and bigger. Approach every true book not as casual reading, but as a command manual for conquest. Only then will you absorb its full power. A great book does not hand you overnight riches. It teaches you how to view the world through the eyes of a victor. It implants a mental framework that refuses to submit to circumstances or failure. The lessons you internalize today will silently plant seeds of power within you. At the right moment, those seeds will erupt into unstoppable momentum. True reading is not an activity, it is a process of spiritual reconstruction. Every sentence is a brick in the fortress you are building. Reading correctly is like training your internal muscles. Every line is not just advice, but an arrow that pierces your subconscious barriers. You do not read to relax, you read to awaken. You scrutinize every principle, apply every insight, adjust every behavior. When your internal strength reaches a critical mass, even the wildest dreams will seem achievable. The world belongs to those who forge their minds in the invisible battles of daily study and relentless application. The forge is the book. The sword is your transformed mind. The difference between successful readers and unsuccessful readers lies in action. Books do not act for you, they only light the way. Failures read and forget. Winners read, act, stumble, adjust, and evolve. If you truly understand the value of correct thinking, you will never belittle the importance of a great book. A timely book, read with total sincerity, can save a life from mediocrity. It can redirect the trajectory of a destiny that was once doomed to remain unseen and unheard. The origin of wealth thinking. Wealth thinking does not start with money. It begins with the courage to do what ordinary people dare not. Working without expecting immediate pay, without demanding safety, but pursuing greater value is the real beginning. When you abandon the need for instant reward, you unlock the door to massive future harvests. The ability to work without immediate gain is a sign of a soul destined for greatness. The truly rich never work for salary. They work for freedom. The seeds of wealth are sown in the soil of selfless contribution. Working without pay teaches 3 priceless lessons. First, it strengthens your endurance for unseen hardships. Second, it trains you to seek value in every action. Third, it builds a core belief that internal growth must precede external rewards. Poor minds labor for today's paycheck. Wealth minds labor for tomorrow's empire. Only by daring to work without visible benefit can you prove yourself worthy of holding immense wealth. Without sowing, there is no harvest. Without sacrifice, there is no glory. The willingness to work without reward is the ultimate long-term thinking test. Those who calculate every little gain will never achieve greatness. In contrast, those willing to give their best to a larger vision accumulate invisible assets, trust, admiration, and golden opportunities. Success belongs to those who can endure temporary losses to win the infinite game. This is a strategy beyond the comprehension of the short-sighted. To plant forests, you must first sow seeds without seeing trees immediately. Choosing to serve without demand makes you a rare gem. In a world obsessed with immediate returns, those who embrace delayed gratification stand out. The willingness to suffer short-term invisibility earns long-term influence. Serving without asking for reward is a declaration of faith in your own future greatness. And the universe always responds to those who dare to believe before they see. The greater the patience, the more massive the inevitable breakthrough will be. Real success is never the result of mere compensation. It is the natural outcome of consistent value creation without constant expectation. By offering value freely, you send a clear message to the universe: I am ready for abundance. The world bends to those who understand this principle. Money, admiration, and influence flow naturally to those who master the art of giving first. True wealth flows to those who have already become wealth-minded long before wealth arrives. The foundation of wealth thinking is planting seeds before expecting fruits. No farmer harvests the day he sows. Similarly, no dream materializes without seasons of silent work. Every day ask yourself, what value did I create today? Who did I help today? What future seeds did I plant today? The road to wealth is paved with invisible victories, long before visible rewards appear. Selfless contribution does not make you small. It magnifies you beyond measure. Every time you give without demand, you expand your capacity for abundance. Strategic generosity is a hallmark of those born to dominate. Fear not that giving will diminish you. Only those who dare to give first can receive abundantly later. The universe rewards those who act out of abundance rather than scarcity. Serve value, and value will flood back to you, multiplied. Every empire ever built began with humble steps of selfless action. Working without expectation is not foolishness. It is the laying of the foundation for greatness. Each invisible effort, each unseen sacrifice, each silent investment is a brick in the fortress of your future empire. True wealth builders are not those who demand validation every step of the way. They are those who trust the silent laws of value, time, and perseverance. And when the time comes, their rise will seem sudden, but it was built in quiet battles all along. Breaking the curse: love wealth, hate poverty. One of the deadliest invisible curses is the subconscious hatred of success. Instead of admiring and learning from the successful, many people instinctively criticize and resent them. Every ounce of energy spent resenting the wealthy is energy stolen from your own progress. You can never become what you despise. Hating the rich is hating the destiny you secretly crave. Success begins when you shift from envy to admiration, from resentment to curiosity. Greatness bows only to those who revere it. Loving wealth is not just about desiring riches. It is about respecting the intellect, work ethic, and relentless spirit that created it. True wealth is not merely inherited. It is built, tested, and proven through endless struggle. When you admire true success, you open your mind to absorb its secrets. You tune your spirit to the frequency of abundance. Real admiration is a silent prayer for your future self. Only those who love success purely can inherit it. Hating poverty does not mean despising the poor. It means refusing to romanticize suffering. Poverty must be recognized for what it is, a dangerous condition to escape, not embrace. When you truly hate poverty, you act with urgency. You stop making excuses. You You stop seeking sympathy. You fight for growth with a ferocity that pities no obstacle. The difference between winners and losers lies in their attitude toward discomfort. Winners see it as a trigger for change. The victim mentality is an invisible chain that traps millions. The world empathizes with the weak, but success belongs to the strong. Comforting weakness reinforces weakness. True compassion is showing people they can be more. True leadership begins with rejecting the glorification of mediocrity. You are not a victim. You are an unfinished masterpiece. Treat yourself as a future champion, not a helpless casualty. Every great transformation begins with a brutal internal rebellion against self-pity. Why does society admire weakness and mistrust strength? Because it's easier. Weakness seeks validation. Strength demands responsibility. Strength terrifies mediocrity. But the world does not need more sympathy for failure. It needs more examples of victory. By choosing to love success and refuse excuses, you become a beacon of what's possible. You stop asking for permission to win. You start embodying winning in your very being. Admiring success is not blind worship. It is strategic learning. Study how winners think. Study how winners act. Steal the mental software that made them unstoppable. You do not need to copy their life. You need to absorb their patterns of victory. Every great mentor leaves footprints. The wise do not worship footprints. They walk further, faster, stronger by following and then surpassing them. Success leaves clues. Seek them with humility and hunger. Respecting success plants the seeds for your own triumph. When you celebrate the victories of others, you signal to the universe that you are ready to create your own. Bitterness repels blessings. Gratitude magnetizes them. Honor the journey of those ahead of you. Their path proves that your dreams are achievable. Their victories do not diminish you. They illuminate the way forward. In honoring them, you honor your own potential. Breaking the curse of poverty begins in the mind. Choose admiration over resentment. Choose learning over complaining. Choose responsibility over victimhood. The transformation is not external first. It is internal. Change your emotional relationship with wealth and power. Declare war on mediocrity within yourself. Only then will you attract the opportunities, relationships, and victories your future demands. Your fate is forged in the fires of your emotional decisions today. Awakening, the myth of the lazy heir. There is a dangerous myth that those born into wealth are automatically lazy and useless. This comforting belief serves as a justification for the mediocrity of the poor. In reality, those born into wealth often receive not just money, but a powerful mindset. If they combine that foundation with relentless effort, their achievements will dwarf those of ordinary strivers. Privilege is not destiny. Effort is. Those who disdain the rich instead of learning from them lock themselves out of the very success they claim to desire. Inheritance is only a starting point. It is the mindsets, disciplines, and standards instilled from childhood that determine ultimate outcomes. True heirs are raised to think like leaders, not consumers. They are taught responsibility, strategy, and perseverance. Without continuous growth, even great fortunes dissolve. It is not birth but character that sustains wealth across generations. Those who combine fortune with wisdom dominate history. Those who lack wisdom lose everything. True heirs work harder than society imagines. They battle public judgment, internal doubt, and the pressure to surpass their predecessors. While others speculate about their privilege, they quietly build empires behind closed doors. They understand that money can only buy temporary applause. True respect must be earned through competence, vision, and leadership. Success is not inherited. It is reconstructed daily through sweat, sacrifice, and smart decisions. The best among the wealthy never stop learning. They know that the knowledge that built yesterday's fortune will not guarantee tomorrow's. In a world that changes rapidly, adaptability is king. They seek mentors, books, and real-world challenges to sharpen their minds. Comfort is their enemy. Growth is their religion. They never allow wealth to soften their will. Instead, they use wealth as a tool to amplify their impact and accelerate their evolution. Self-discipline separates the heirs who thrive from those who crumble. In the absence of immediate survival pressure, only strong internal standards can maintain the hunger for progress. Without self-imposed challenges, even the privileged will decay. The self-made mindset is not exclusive to the poor. It is essential for anyone who seeks to preserve and expand wealth, regardless of background. Hunger is a choice, so is mediocrity. True winners born into wealth know that escaping the shadow of their family name is necessary to build their own legacy. They embrace discomfort. They seek arenas where only personal excellence counts. They are willing to start at the bottom of new industries, take risks, and prove themselves repeatedly. They do not ask for pity. They demand results from themselves. Every true empire is built by those who conquer their own entitlement first. Proper education from an early age creates an unbreakable foundation. When children are taught responsibility, ambition, and resilience instead of entitlement, they grow into titans, not spoiled brats. Wealth without wisdom destroys. Wealth combined with discipline multiplies. True privilege is not money. It is being armed with the tools to think, fight, and win in a chaotic world. Those who inherit these tools early move faster, think sharper, and build higher. If you were not born into wealth, see it not as a curse, but as a call to arms. You can cultivate the mindsets, skills, and standards that others were handed. You can outlearn, outwork, and outlast anyone. Destiny favors the relentless. Every disadvantage today can become your greatest asset tomorrow if you choose growth over excuse. Wealth of the mind always precedes wealth of the bank account. And the mind is within your control. Wolf instinct, choosing solitude to grow strong. Modern society encourages conformity and collective dependence. From school to the workplace, the system trains you to seek security in groups. But true strength is born in solitude. Only those who dare to stand alone can forge unshakable willpower. Solitude is not loneliness. It is a conscious choice to disconnect from noise and distraction. Greatness demands moments of isolation where the mind can sharpen and the spirit can fortify. Crowds offer comfort. Solitude builds power. Choosing to walk alone is the first true rebellion against mediocrity. Only the strong can thrive without applause. Those who refuse to blend in are often misunderstood. From a young age, individuals who prefer solitary paths are labeled arrogant or antisocial. Yet history honors the lone wolves, the creators, the visionaries who broke away from the herd. Solitude is their sanctuary. In silence, they think deeper, see clearer, and build stronger. They do not seek validation. They seek transformation. Society mocks them because society fears them. The ability to thrive alone is the mark of future leaders. Wolves do not explain their hunt. They simply dominate. Solitude refines focus. When you cut off external distractions, you channel all your mental energy into your mission. In solitude, every hour compounds. Skills sharpen, strategies solidify, doubts evaporate. You no longer waste energy pleasing others. You invest everything into becoming unstoppable. True warriors are forged in silent battlefields where no one watches and no one cheers. The crowd may not notice your preparation, but they will be forced to witness your rise. Solitude is the breeding ground of invincibility. Society trains you to be a sheep, obedient, agreeable, and afraid of isolation. From childhood, you are taught to conform, to seek group approval, and to fear being different. But true excellence requires the courage to walk alone. Greatness demands that you risk misunderstanding and rejection. Sheep stay safe in herds. Wolves hunt alone and rule territories. The more you dare to be misunderstood, the faster you ascend. The more you dare to walk alone, the sooner you will dominate. Safety is a lie. Freedom demands solitude. Solitude is not weakness, it is preparation. Like a bowstring pulled back before the shot, withdrawal gathers power. In periods of strategic isolation, you acquire new skills, deepen old ones, and refine your mission. When the moment comes to strike, you do so with explosive force. The crowd sees only the sudden success, never the silent preparation behind it. Those who avoid solitude avoid mastery. Those who embrace solitude command destiny. Greatness is never an accident. It is planned in silence and revealed in glory. There is a sharp difference between toxic loneliness and empowered solitude. Loneliness stems from victimhood. Solitude stems from choice. Loneliness drains energy. Solitude multiplies it. In solitude, you confront yourself without excuses. You sharpen your intuition. You discipline your emotions. You hear the inner voice that gets drowned out by the crowd. Empowered solitude transforms you from fragile to formidable. Those who master solitude master themselves, and thus master life. Only in isolation can true inner strength be forged. Every ascent demands lonely seasons. Friends will not always understand. Family may doubt your direction. Society will pressure you to conform. But when you persist, you develop an unbreakable inner world. True winners are not made when the lights are on. They are made when no one watches, when the nights are long, and when belief must be fueled from within. Solitude builds the kind of soul that storms cannot destroy. Alone does not mean abandoned. Alone means preparing for an impact the world cannot ignore. Choosing solitude is choosing sovereignty. You are declaring independence from the herd. You are claiming the right to design your life according to your own standards. When you no longer need the approval of the crowd, you become dangerous, in the best way. You become a creator, a force, an unstoppable presence. Wolves do not apologize for standing alone. They know the hunt belongs to the strong. If you dare to embrace solitude today, you will command empires tomorrow. Solitude is not isolation, solitude is empowerment. Rules for selecting companions. Success is not just an internal battle. It is also the art of choosing the right companions. A negative person can sabotage your entire journey. A single complaint, a doubtful look, or a hesitant attitude can inject poison into your rising spirit. Therefore, filtering relationships is not selfishness. It is survival for those aiming for greatness. No one climbs to the summit while dragging dead weight. You must protect your dream as fiercely as a warrior guards a treasure. The first wall is not against the world. It is against toxic influences near you. When you decide to change, your environment must change too. Those who constantly complain, blame circumstances, or mock others' dreams must be removed from your inner circle. You do not need to hate them, but you must establish firm boundaries. Mindset is fertile soil. If you plant in toxic ground, no matter how good the seeds, they will rot. Protecting your mental environment is the sacred duty of anyone who seeks extraordinary results. Neglect this, and you sabotage yourself before the world even touches you. A non-negotiable principle. Never take advice from someone who has not achieved what you desire. Failures teach you how to fail. Cowards infect you with fear. The stagnant transfer doubt like a virus. To win, you must listen only to those who have fought and conquered battles similar to the ones you face. Reality is the only certification. Respect only results. Everything else is noise. If you are serious about winning, filter every voice that enters your mind. Exposure to negativity is like sipping slow poison. At first, it feels harmless. Over time, it seeps into your subconscious, eroding your belief and weakening your fire. One sarcastic comment, one discouraging laugh, one doubting glance can derail a breakthrough. Protecting your mental energy is not paranoia. It is discipline. It is acknowledging that your spirit is sacred and must be fiercely defended. You cannot allow emotional vandals to graffiti your soul. Guard your energy like a king guards his crown. Not everyone deserves to walk beside you on your path to greatness. Some are meant only for short distances. Some are better kept at a polite distance. Some must be cut off completely. Sentimentality cannot override strategy. Success is a marathon. Only strong, optimistic, hungry souls have the stamina to endure. Choose your companions with the precision of selecting weapons for war. The wrong person in your camp can cost you your empire. Choose ruthlessly. The standard for companionship is simple. They must have ambition greater than fear, action greater than complaint, commitment greater than promises. Positive people are not always cheerful, but they are always forward-looking, solution-focused, and resilient. When you surround yourself with such minds, every conversation becomes training. Every encounter recharges you. You level up just by proximity. Your environment either drains you or fuels you. Choose the fuel. Burn brighter. Filtering companions is not arrogance or isolation, it is intelligent design. A flower does not bloom in polluted soil. A warrior does not win surrounded by deserters. If you seek to climb, your circle must ascend too. Regularly audit your surroundings. As you rise, your circle must evolve, sharpen it, purify it, elevate it. The higher your ambitions, the tighter and fiercer your circle must be. Strength respects strength. Excellence breeds excellence. Remember, better to walk alone for a while than wander aimlessly with a crowd forever. If you currently lack ideal companions, bond with great books, visionary ideas, and bold dreams. Raise your vibration. Level up internally. In time, the right allies will find you. Life is a constant filtering process. Who you are determines who enters your world. Master yourself, master your circle. Then, and only then, will you master your destiny. Redefining self-worth from the moment you have nothing. The moment you are broke is the moment the universe gives you a golden opportunity to redefine yourself. When you have no money, no title, and no recognition, all you have is your will and your thinking. This is when you can rebuild your foundation from scratch. True self-worth is not tied to the money you have, but to the mindset you nurture, the knowledge you accumulate, and the vision you chase. Who you become during this stage will determine the magnitude of everything you build later. A person who is poor in material but rich in mindset will eventually reshape their fate. A person who is wealthy in cash but poor in thought will inevitably lose everything. When you have nothing, focus on investing in your mind. Every book you read, every skill you learn, every strategy you develop is a brick in the empire you are silently building. True wealth grows first in the unseen gardens of the mind. If you fail here, no amount of money can save you. Being broke is not proof that you are worthless. It is the ultimate test of your belief system. The weak surrender to circumstances. The strong turn hardship into training grounds. Without luxury to distract you, you must cultivate sharper instincts, greater creativity, and relentless persistence. Growth becomes your only currency. Every struggle you endure now fortifies your future. Those who endure the silence, rejection, and invisibility without surrender are the ones who later dominate entire industries. Waiting until you are rich to start learning is foolishness. Learning must start when you are broke. Ignorance is more expensive than poverty. Every hour spent reading, practicing, and experimenting, while others waste time whining, becomes a weapon later. Growth is free but priceless. Investing in your mind now is a declaration of war against mediocrity. By the time others wake up, you will already be a giant walking among dwarves. Education is the fastest path from zero to empire. The greatest difference between employee thinking and owner thinking reveals itself when you are broke. Employees seek instructions and security. Owners create value and opportunities. From day one, train yourself to think like a creator. Ask, how can I solve problems? How can I generate value? If you build this mindset early, you will never fear job losses, recessions, or industry changes. You will always be a builder, not a beggar. Sovereignty begins in the mind long before it manifests externally. When you have no money, every choice becomes critical. Every dollar, every hour is either an investment or a delay. The wise channel their limited resources into self-education, skill mastery, and relationship building. They do not chase fleeting pleasures. They build enduring assets. Even the smallest smart investment made while broke multiplies into vast fortunes over time. Poverty is a brutal teacher. Learn the lesson early. Buy tools, not toys. Grow roots, not branches. Redefining your worth also means refusing to let others label you. People will judge your potential based on your wallet, not your will. Ignore them. Stay loyal to the future version of yourself. Let your current silence be your shield. Let your hunger be your fire. One day, those who doubted you will be forced to explain your unstoppable rise. Value is an internal reality long before it becomes an external fact. Your true net worth is calculated in discipline, not dollars. Every great dream starts with empty pockets and a full heart. Where you are now does not define you. Where you are determined to go does. Redefine your self-worth through action, through study, through relentless resilience. The external wealth will come, but internal wealth must come first. Plant seeds of discipline, ambition, and wisdom while you are broke. Tend them daily, and when the harvest comes, it will be unstoppable. The broke version of you today is the training ground for the conqueror you are destined to become. 6 steps to change your financial destiny. Changing your financial destiny requires more than hope. It demands a specific, disciplined system of action. The 6 steps to transformation are not theories. They are a proven, practical method. Those who faithfully apply them shatter old limitations and build new realities. Success is not random. It is engineered through focused, relentless intent. Anyone willing to practice these steps with absolute seriousness will witness the extraordinary unfold. The universe bends not to wishes, but to precise, unyielding effort. This formula separates dreamers from conquerors. The first step is setting a clear, specific financial goal. It is not enough to wish for more money. You must define the exact amount. The clearer your target, the sharper your mind becomes. Vague dreams create vague actions. Precise dreams generate unstoppable focus. If you cannot name the number, you will never reach it. Precision ignites purpose. Every true victory begins with a clearly measured ambition etched into the mind like an unbreakable command. The second step is defining what you will give in exchange. Nothing is free. Success demands sacrifice. You must declare upfront the hours, energy, learning, risks, and discomfort you are willing to endure. If you are unwilling to pay the price, you have no right to expect the reward. Commitment precedes achievement. The world bows to those who move first, bleed first, and persist longest. Write down your sacrifices alongside your dreams. Treat them as sacred vows. The third step is setting a deadline. Without a time limit, goals decay into fantasies. Deadlines create urgency. Urgency sparks daily action. Every major achievement in history was built under pressure. When time becomes a non-negotiable factor, every hour gains weight. Procrastination dies under the pressure of a ticking clock. Set your deadline. Etch it into your mind. Let it light a fire under every decision you make from now until victory. The fourth step is crafting a specific plan. Begin immediately, even if the plan is incomplete. Waiting for perfect conditions is cowardice in disguise. Action refines strategy. The path reveals itself only to those who start walking. Outline your steps, what you will do, who you will contact, what resources you will need. Then move. Imperfect action is infinitely better than perfect hesitation. Strategy is born through motion, not meditation. The fifth step is writing a declaration. This single sentence must summarize your financial goal, your payment, sacrifices, your deadline, and your plan. It is your personal manifesto. Reading it daily programs your subconscious mind to seek, attract, and create the conditions for success. Clarity becomes fuel. Repetition becomes mastery. Words create worlds. When your inner world accepts your goal as inevitable, your external world begins to conform. The written word holds transformative power. The sixth step is reading your declaration twice daily, once upon waking and once before sleeping. Visualize vividly as you read. Feel as if you have already achieved it. Emotions amplify belief. Belief shapes behavior. Behavior manifests destiny. Morning sets your intention. Night engraves it into your dreams. This daily ritual aligns your conscious mind, subconscious mind, and universal forces into an unstoppable alliance. Success is no longer an accident. It becomes a calculated inevitability. These 6 steps seem simple, but their power lies in consistent, fierce execution. Most fail not because they do not know what to do, but because they do not do it deeply enough or long enough. Success belongs to the relentless executors, not the casual dabblers. If you truly want to transform your financial destiny, do not merely understand these steps. Live them, bleed for them, persist with them, until destiny bows before your will. Activating the sixth sense, the secret weapon of success. The sixth sense is not mystical superstition. It is the highest form of inner intelligence. It is the ability to sense opportunities, detect threats, and make winning decisions without full data. The sixth sense separates the average from the extraordinary. It cannot be bought. It must be forged through deep mental cultivation. Those who activate this hidden power no longer rely solely on logic. They align thought, emotion, and intuition into a single unstoppable force. Mastering the sixth sense turns life from random struggle into strategic conquest. Developing the sixth sense starts with cultivating creative imagination. This is the mental faculty to simulate scenarios, consult imaginary advisors, and find innovative solutions. By regularly placing yourself into difficult imagined situations and solving them internally, you build subconscious strength. You sharpen your ability to act correctly under pressure. Those who train their imagination in silence dominate the battlefield in reality. Every mental simulation today strengthens your strategic instincts tomorrow. Invisible preparation creates visible victory. The sixth sense is supercharged by exposure to the thoughts of great minds. Reading exceptional books, studying powerful philosophies, and absorbing the lessons of history implants success algorithms into your subconscious. When decisions must be made, your mind draws from this reservoir. You are never truly alone. You are accompanied by centuries of distilled wisdom. Those who neglect reading sabotage their sixth sense. Those who absorb greatness inherit a superhuman advantage. Knowledge is not just power. It is inner guidance. Strategic solitude accelerates the awakening of the sixth sense. In solitude, your mind stops reacting and starts creating. The noise of the world fades. Inner signals become clear. Reflection replaces distraction. Silence becomes the soil where intuition grows strong. Periods of withdrawal are essential. Retreat not out of weakness, but to sharpen your instincts. Those who spend time in deliberate solitude emerge with a mental edge the noisy masses can never replicate. The sixth sense whispers only in quiet minds. The sixth sense is a fusion of logic and intuition. It does not replace rationality, it amplifies it. Intuition points the direction, logic maps the terrain. Together, they create unbeatable decision-making. Relying solely on data creates blind spots. Relying solely on gut feelings creates recklessness. Those who master both realms operate on a higher plane. They sense opportunities before others recognize them. They move decisively where others hesitate. They conquer silently while others debate endlessly. A powerful technique to strengthen the sixth sense is mental role-playing. Ask yourself, if I were the greatest strategist alive, what would I do now? Embody greatness in thought before you achieve it in reality. Force your mind to think at the highest possible level. The more you simulate excellence, the more it becomes your default mode. Acting like a champion mentally precedes acting like a champion physically. Thought patterns shape reality. Imagine greatness until you become it. When the sixth sense awakens, decision-making becomes faster and more accurate. You no longer doubt every move. You feel when to act and when to wait. You detect hidden dangers before they manifest. You seize opportunities before they are obvious. Outsiders call it luck. Insiders know it is mastery. The sixth sense is not fantasy. It is the result of long-term mental discipline, emotional control, and inner listening. It is the final weapon of those who intend not just to survive, but to dominate. The sixth sense turns survival into sovereignty. It transforms ordinary individuals into unstoppable forces. It is built through years of reading, reflecting, simulating, isolating, and acting with brutal self-honesty. Those who awaken it no longer need external validation. They know from within when to strike and when to stand still. Life becomes less about guessing and more about knowing. Activating the sixth sense is the ultimate evolution of a strategic mind, and it is available to anyone willing to do the invisible work. In conclusion, the battlefield of destiny lies wide open before you. No more waiting, no more excuses. You now hold the weapons: an unbreakable mindset, ruthless discipline, relentless strategy, and the sixth sense sharpened through solitude. The world will not yield easily, it never has. But those who rise with fire in their souls and steel in their veins bend reality to their will. Stand tall, roar louder, charge forward like the conqueror you were always meant to be. Today is not just another day. It is the beginning of your empire. Seize it with both hands. Burn the bridges behind you. Claim the life that mediocrity tried to steal. The crown is already yours if you dare to reach for it.